Imagine a kitchen in 1973. A woman in Akron is standing over a stove, her hands moving with a rhythmic certainty that no modern stand mixer could replicate. She isn't looking at a glossy cookbook or a digital screen. She is working from a mental blueprint passed down through a lineage of women who knew how to make something from nothing. That night, she produced a dessert that silenced a table of 8 people, and the total cost of her ingredients was under $2. This wasn't a budget meal to those eating it. It was a masterpiece of flavor and technique that stayed in their memories for decades. Welcome to Forgotten Flavors of America. Today, we are reclaiming a lost heritage. We are looking at 25 desserts that didn't disappear because they weren't good enough. They vanished because big food corporations figured out how to sell you a convenient box for 3 times the price and half the soul. We're talking about the recipes that Jell-O had to print on every box because their customer service lines were melting down with requests. We're talking about Depression-era chemistry that modern food scientists are still trying to explain. These are the dishes that defined what the table meant. The final sweet period at the end of a long day. Let's begin the countdown and take back our kitchens. 25. Crackers and milk. We start at the baseline, the absolute floor of American comfort. Number 25, crackers and milk. This wasn't born of a recipe book. It happened when the pantry was bare and the day was long. You took a handful of saltine crackers, which cost about a dime a box, and broke them into a glass of cold milk. Total cost, under 20 cents. But this wasn't a defeat, it was a ritual. The protocol was strict. Crackers first, milk second. You waited exactly 30 seconds, just long enough for them to soften but not turn to paste, and then you ate fast. For many, this was the last thing before sleep, the quiet signal that the day's problems were over and everyone was fed. It's proof that the things that cost the least often leave the longest marks. 24. The Ambrosia Salad number 24 is a dish that occupies a strange space between fruit salad and dessert. Ambrosia. In a 1973 Midwestern kitchen, this was the height of exoticism. It was a combination of canned mandarin oranges, pineapple chunks, coconut flakes, mini marshmallows, and sour cream. When chilled overnight, a transformation occurred. The marshmallows would partially dissolve, turning the cream pillowy and soft, while the coconut plumped up with citrus juice. It cost about $1.50 to serve 8 people and appeared at every Easter and holiday table with the reliability of the seasons. There is no modern equivalent for that specific smell, sweet, tropical, and creamy, and that is a loss for our collective palate. 23. No-bake chocolate oatmeal cookies. Whether you called them preacher cookies, cow patties, or chocolate drops, number 23 was a neighborhood staple. The recipe was a frantic 12-minute sprint. Sugar, milk, butter, and cocoa brought to a rolling boil, then mixed with oats, peanut butter, and vanilla. The entire success of the cookie rested on a 60-second window of boiling. Too short, and you had puddles. Too long, and you had sand. In 1975, a batch of 30 cookies cost just 75 cents. Pinterest might offer 5-layer cakes that cost $18 today, but they can't replicate the smell of these setting on wax paper in under 5 minutes. 22. Watergate Salad. Number 22 is a mystery wrapped in a green enigma. Watergate Salad. No one really knows where the name came from, and in 1974, no one cared. It was a mix of pistachio pudding, Cool Whip, crushed pineapple, and marshmallows. The result was an electric, pale green color that looked like it came from outer space, which made it a hit with children. You could feed 30 people for under $3. It was the king of the potluck, often found in hand-typed community cookbooks bound with yarn. It's a food trend that deserves a comeback, if only to explain that color to a new generation. 21. Brown Betty. Before the crumble or the crisp became trendy, we had the Brown Betty at number 21. This was the ultimate zero-waste dessert made when apples were cheap and bread was going stale. Layers of buttered breadcrumbs and sliced apples were sweetened with brown sugar and spices. The breadcrumbs would shatter under a spoon on the outside while staying custardy on the inside. It cost less than 50 cents to produce and made the whole house feel warmer than the thermostat allowed. It was eventually replaced by store-bought apple pies, but the trade-off was never quite fair. 20. Dirt pudding. Number 20 is the heavy hitter of childhood memories. Dirt pudding. For $1.30 in ingredients, mostly Oreos and instant pudding, you could create a memory that lasted decades. Crushed cookies looked like soil, gummy worms poked through the surface, and it was often served in a clean plastic flower pot. It was a dessert designed entirely for kids, and it worked without apology. Every adult who grew up in the 70s can tell you exactly whose backyard they were in when they had their first scoop of dirt. 19. Jell-O poke cake. Starting on the back of a box in 1969, number 19 took over every American kitchen by 1975. You baked a white cake, poked holes in it with a wooden spoon, and poured liquid Jell-O over the top. Once chilled and topped with Cool Whip, the cake revealed bright, wobbly stripes of color inside. It cost under $2 and was part dessert, part science experiment. It required you to trust that pouring liquid into a finished cake would work, and it always did. 18. Lemon Lush. Number 18 was the most requested recipe at every church supper, the Lemon Lush. It featured 4 layers, a pecan shortbread crust, a cream cheese layer, instant lemon pudding, and a blanket of Cool Whip. It took 20 minutes to assemble and required only refrigeration to set. It looked elegant and cut into perfect, clean squares, yet it served 12 people for under $3. The genius was in the gap between how little effort it took and how impressive it looked on a plate. 17. Dump cake. The name at number 17 did not inspire confidence, but the results were undeniable. You dumped cherry pie filling, pineapple, and dry cake mix into a pan, topped it with butter, and walked away. In 45 minutes, the butter melted through the mix to create a crisp, golden crust over bubbling fruit. In 1974, this cost about $1.50. It is arguably the most efficient dessert ever invented, requiring zero skill but producing something people asked for by name at every potluck. A note on the box revolution. In 1973, Cool Whip outsold real cream for the first time. Food companies spent millions telling us that scratch cooking was too hard. But here's the truth they didn't share. Scratch custard only takes 11 minutes. Real whipped cream takes 4. Your grandmother's recipes didn't die because they were difficult. They were pushed aside so someone could sell you a more expensive, lesser quality box. 16. Oatmeal cake with broiled coconut frosting. Number 16 was defined by its unique texture. Soaking quick oats in boiling water created a cake that stayed moist for days. But the real star was the frosting, a mix of butter, brown sugar, coconut, and pecans that was slid under the broiler until it bubbled and caramelized. It cost under $2 to feed 20 people at a church supper. It wasn't seen as a budget cake, it was simply grandmother's cake. And there's a world of difference between those two labels. 15. Chocolate cobbler. Number 15 was a trick of physics. You poured a thin batter into a dish, scattered dry cocoa and sugar on top, and then poured boiling water over the whole thing, without stirring. After 45 minutes in the oven, it separated into a soft cake floating on a deep, thick chocolate sauce. Served with vanilla ice cream, it was a dramatic, high-satisfaction dessert made for almost nothing. 14. Prune cake with buttermilk glaze. This is the recipe at number 14 that Jell-O eventually had to print on their boxes because of the sheer volume of calls. While no one admitted to loving prune cake, the plates were always licked clean. The prunes made the cake incredibly moist and dark, while a hot buttermilk glaze soaked into the crumb to create a toffee-like finish. It was a sophisticated flavor profile for a cake that cost next to nothing and stayed fresh for a week. 13. No-bake cheesecake. Before cheesecake became a complicated restaurant production, number 13 was the standard. Cream cheese, condensed milk, and lemon juice were poured into a graham cracker crust and chilled. It was lighter and more mousse-like than the baked version, and in 1972, it cost about $1.75. There was no risk of cracking and no need for an expensive springform pan. It was just as good as the restaurant version at a fraction of the cost. 12. Wacky cake. Number 12 is a marvel of chemistry. No eggs, no butter, no milk. You mixed the dry ingredients in the pan, made 3 wells for oil, vanilla, and vinegar, and then poured water over it. The reaction between the vinegar and baking soda provided the lift. Born in the Depression and passed down through the 70s, it produced a moist, fine-crumbed chocolate cake that is indistinguishable from one made with expensive dairy. It was smart, simple baking at its best. 11. Tomato soup spice cake. Number 11 sounds like a dare, but it's a classic. Condensed tomato soup added acidity and moisture, activating the baking soda to create a perfect crumb. Campbell's printed this on the can starting in 1928, and it stayed popular through the 70s because it worked. When topped with cream cheese frosting, it tasted like an expensive spice cake. The tomato flavor vanished, leaving only a rich texture. 10. Banana pudding. We're talking about the real version at number 10, not the instant box. This involved standing over a stove to thicken egg yolks, milk and sugar into a glossy custard. Layered with Nilla wafers and bananas and topped with a toasted meringue. It was a dessert that cost under $2, but earned the baker a lifelong reputation. You weren't just a good baker, you were the woman who made that pudding. 9. Rice pudding. Number 9 offered complete comfort for about 30 cents in 1970. Long grain rice and whole milk simmered for an hour until dense and creamy. Whether you ate it warm in the winter or chilled in the summer, it was a humble exchange of time for comfort. The only real drama was the debate over raisins, a conflict your grandmother likely had a firm, unyielding stance on. 8. Bread pudding with vanilla sauce. Number 8 was the original zero-waste miracle. Every stale end piece and dinner roll was saved until there was enough to fill a dish. A custard of eggs and milk was poured over the bread, which puffed up and turned golden in the oven. Served with a warm butter and sugar vanilla sauce, it tasted better than food that cost 20 times more. Our move away from this wasn't progress. It was forgetting how to be resourceful. 7. Applesauce cake. Number 7 used applesauce to stretch expensive fats. A jar of applesauce in 1972 cost 30 cents and produced a cake that stayed moist for 5 days on the counter. It was a recipe that proved restraint in ingredients could lead to generosity on the plate. 6. Cherry Delight. Number 6 was the king of the church basement. A graham cracker crust, a layer of cream cheese and Cool Whip, and a topping of gleaming cherry pie filling. It cost under $4 in 1976 to feed 30 people. Known by a dozen different names across the country, it was a dessert that never failed and required no cooking, just time in the fridge. 5. Magic cookie bars. Number 5 is the 7-layer bar that required no mixing bowl. You layered graham crackers, condensed milk, chocolate chips, butterscotch chips, coconut, and walnuts. The oven bound them into a single chewy slab of caramelized richness. In 1975, a pan of 48 bars cost about $2.50. It was a Tuesday afternoon staple that today is treated like a gourmet treat on food blogs. 4. Dream bars. Number 4 is the nearly forgotten predecessor to the Magic Bar. A brown sugar shortbread base topped with a chewy mixture of coconut and nuts. The contrast between the crisp base and the toasted top was the entire point. It was the dessert you brought when you really wanted people to remember you, and they always did. 3. Scratch tapioca pudding. Number 3 highlights the massive gap between the grocery store cup and the handmade reality. Scratch tapioca required an hour of stirring over low heat until the pearls became translucent and the pudding turned glossy. Food scientists later found that the slow manual stirring and reaction provided a more consistent crumb and texture than anything produced by a machine. It was a ritual that changed the very nature of the ingredients. 2. Pineapple upside-down cake. Number 2 was poor man's baking at its most theatrical. You melted butter and brown sugar in a cast-iron skillet, laid down pineapple rings and cherries, and poured batter over it. The entire success rested on the flip, a confident motion of turning the hot skillet over onto a plate. It looked like a magazine cover and cost under $1.50 in 1971. The drama was part of the flavor.